Hello, dear friends. I'm Dr. Kanika, Assistant Professor in SYT Department, IMS Noida. Today, we are going to discuss in this video is about your emerging technology. You can see nowadays there are lots of techniques which easily available in Google Play Store or in the Apple Play Store. These type of technology helps to adjust our daily life, where they with the help of this technology everything seems so easy, right? If we want to pay a bill, so we can pay any bill in just a minute, just because of these types of techniques. We don't Nowadays we don't do not need to open to switch on a button, right? With the help of remote, we can switch on our TV, switch on our fan, anything. It's just on one click. We can maintain our home with full security, with full control, with the help of our mobile. So just because of these techniques, our daily life became so easy. So just let's start this video. So this is the a new technology we are going to discuss in this lecture. So what is technology? First of all, victory of technology over decades. Technology has infiltrated every aspect of our lives, changing how we work, how we learn, and how we shop. Our daily basis activities, we can track how many miles we can run in a day, right? What is our heartbeat, what is our BP. On the basis on With the help of this technique, we can observe our every step. So it's inevitable that our devices begin to reflect our civic aspirations, our desires to connect with others and to contribute to the world around us. Like, with the help of so many people's experience, we can improve our daily life structure. So technology is an ever-changing playing field, and those wanting to remain at the helm of innovation have to adapt. The consumer journey is charting a new course, and customers and companies like are embracing emerging technologies. As the IT industry trends such as cloud computing, SaaS become more pervasive, the world look like to brands who can deliver with accuracy and real-time efficiency. With the help of this technique, they observe the past experience and develop new features with the help of these past experience. So the birth of the information age took place with a growing reliance on digital technologies, providing the driving force behind the innovations which have led to start of the current digital age. To help meet the demands of the technology enabled consumer base. So there are lots of techniques which helps to improve your future predictions. So first technique is AI. AI is artificial intelligence. The future is AI, right? So artificial intelligence holds significant potential for business, a type of deep learning that allows machines to process information for themselves on a very sophisticated level, allowing them to perform complex functions like facial recognition, which for a human it is very difficult task, but for a machine it can do in a second. So just because of the AI, so many complex tasks can be performed easily. So back in the 1950s, the fathers of the field, Minsky and McCarthy, described artificial intelligence as any task performed by a program or a machine, that if a human carried out the same activity, we would say the human had to apply intelligence to accomplish the task. But with the help of this machine, you can do in a second, you can do in a few hours. So We cannot compare the human with machines, because machines are nowadays are equally capable to do any task, to feel emotions, to feel facial recognition, to feel any prediction. With the help of this AI, so many tasks became easier. So what are the uses for AI? So AI is ubiquitous today, used to recommend what you should buy next online, to understand what you say, to virtual assistants such as Amazon's Alexa and Apple Siri. Apple Siri. Everyone now are using Alexa or Siri's. So with the help of this AI, you can do anything with the kid. Just, hey Siri, call to my mom. So Siri can do this. You do not need to do anything. You just give a command to Siri and Siri will perform the task, right? So this is AI, where AI systems will typically demonstrate at least some of the following behaviors associated with human intelligence, like planning, learning, reasoning, problem solving, so many tasks, perceptions, motions, to do with our social intelligence and creativity. So, what are the different types of AI exist? This is all about the features, the behavior of AI. So, what are the different types of AI exist? So, there are two types. Basically, there are two types of AI exist: narrow AI and general AI. So, what is narrow AI? Narrow AI is what we see all around us in computers today, right? Intelligent systems that have been taught to learn how to carry out a specific task without being explicitly programmed how to do so. And general AI, think of like everyone see the Star Wars or Jarvis and Iron Man. So this is the general AI, where you will get a sneak peek into what researchers are labeling as the futures of artificial general intelligence, GIA, general intelligence or strong AI, we can say. So allow machines to apply knowledge and skills in different contexts. So this applications areas of AI. AI nowadays exists in everywhere. AI in astronomy, AI in healthcare, AI in gaming, robotics, agricultural, educations, e-commerce. Everyone want to develop new techniques. Everyone develop complex tasks perform, right? So in today's society, artificial intelligence has various applications. It's becoming essential for today's time because it can solve complex problems with an efficient way in multiple industries. So, AI in astronomy, if will talk about the AI in astronomy, so artificial intelligence can be very useful to solve complex universe problems. AI in healthcare. So in the last 5 to 10 years, AI becoming more advantageous for the healthcare industry and going to have a significant impact on this industry. With the help of AI, we make a better and faster diagnosis than humans. In so many hospitals, robots can do operations. Robots are doing operations. AI in gaming. So AI can be used in gaming also. So AI machines can play strategic games like chess, where the machine needs to think. Nowadays, so many people playing Ludo. So if you are play with the computer, so this is your AI, where a machine is playing with you. A machine can think like you. So AI in agriculture. The agriculture is an area which requires various resources, labor, money, times for the best results. Nowadays, this agriculture field is becoming more digital just because of the AI, to solid and crop monitoring, predictive analysis. we can do these type of tasks with machines. So AI in education, AI can automate grading so that the tutor can have more time to teach. AI chatbot can communicate with the students as the teaching assistant. Last is AI in e-commerce. AI is providing a competitive edge to the e-commerce industry and it is becoming more demanding. The e-commerce business. So it's all about the AI where is everyone is going to depend on this AI concept because AI is the future where anything we can do so many complex tasks with the help of AI. So next emerging technology is big data. So big data is what? Everyone listen this word big data. What is big data? So the world today produce an enormous amount of data every day. Experts have predicted that this scenario may also result in a great wave of data or dramatically even a data tsunami. We can say this. The huge amount of data is known as big data. It includes self-service data preparations, the cloud Internet of Things data as a service, and embedded analytics. So just because of the ease of the internet, the data is producing. Like everyone is using a smartphone, everyone is doing check-in, everyone is doing online shopping, everyone is doing online booking orders like Pizza Hut. If you want to order a pizza, so you do not need to go there. You just you can book online, right? So why you will go at that place? Why you want to stuck in the traffic? No need. You can just give it with your phone. You just give a order. So just now, so the huge amount of population using internet, huge amount of population using doing orders. So this data is becoming large day by day. So big data is a term for large and complex unprocessed data because this is unprocessed data, this is unstructured data, this data has no structure. So technologies to emerge in big data in the coming year include real-time solution will expand, traditional database world will revolutionize. Like traditional database only handle the structured data, but this type of data is unstructured, so it cannot handled by the traditional techniques. So big data is a term for large and complex unprocessed data. This data is difficult and also time consuming to process using traditional processing methodologies. So big data has so many characteristics. Here are few. One is volume, variety, velocity, and veracity. So first is volume. The quantity of data that is generated is very important. Variety. Variety is the category to which big data belongs to is also a very essential fact that needs to be known for data analysis. The speed of the data we can say and the sorry variety is the data formats like semi-structured data, unstructured data, data structured, like so many formats of data has been available is available nowadays. Next is velocity, the speed of the data. The term velocity in the context refer to the speed of data generation or how fast the data is generated and processed. You can see within a few hours, so 540 million accounts can create at Walmart. Veracity of data, the quality of the data being captured can vary to a great extent and hence does the accuracy. So data is generated and it comes in a different format, it comes at a very high speed, it comes in a large amount of data, but the main point is the quality of data. Is this data worth it? So this is comes in the different category, so we will discuss later. Application areas of big data. There are also so many applications areas where big data is using. So first is social media analytics, fraud detection, government, big data in healthcare, big data in insurance industry. So first, let's talk about the first area is social media analytics. So the advent of social media has led to an outburst of big data. Various solutions have been built in order to analyze social media, like with the help of people's behavior. Social media organizations analyze the overall data of a user, how he is or she is responding in this concern, right? So whatever they provide you, so many people are like to share, like what you were in your last birth, right? So many people are so interested in these types of tasks or games. So with the help of this social media, organizations are observing your behavior, how you are responding on some concern, on some context, on some event. So this will help. It will help to this organization to analyze your behavior. Next is fraud detection. Fraud detection is one of the most compelling big data applications. Example like historical fraud detection on the fly has driven an elusive goal. Next is government. Big data analytics has proven to be very useful in the government sector also. So big data analysis played a large role in Barack Obama's successful 2012 re-election campaign, where government are also using the users' data, who is the you can see the curve of the audience, right? With the help of this previous data, they use previous data of users and help to analyze the future predictions. So big data in healthcare, this is one of the best place to set an example for big data application. Even within a single hospital, so many departments or so many information often remains soiled with one group because organizations lack procedure for integrating data and communicating findings. So like so many healthcare or lab industry use the public data which is available and help them to analyze the reports. So big data in the insurance industry. So big data has been used in the industry to provide customer insights for transparent and simpler products by analyzing and predicting customer behavior through data derived from social media, GPS, and CCTV footage. Next is virtual reality. As the reality means feeling the imaginary, feeling the virtual. Virtual means it doesn't exist. You have, but you can feel this world or which is not exist, but with the help of this technique we can feel it like this is happening in real. Like there are so many types of 10D or 9D films where everyone goes to see the movies and feel that like पानी के बौछारें आप पे पड़ रही हैं, right? So with the help of this technology you can feel the virtual world. So VR is the use of computer technology to create a simulated environment. So virtual reality is the term used for computer generated 3D environment that allow the user to enter and interact with alternate realities. The definition of virtual is near and reality is what we experience as human beings. In 1950s, visionary cinematography Morton Hillig built a single-user console called Sensorama. This enabled the user with television in three-dimensional ways. This was the first virtual movie. But the concept of this movie was depends on virtual reality. So the applications areas of VR is in military, in fashion, business, code programming language. Like in military, has been adopted by the military. This includes all three services. Everyone in the defense, army, navy, and air force are using this technique. So this techniques is used for the training purpose also, only. Where they train their soldiers, like there is your enemy, and you can take action according to your situation. So they build the virtual situations and train their soldiers. Virtual reality in fashion, um, it is used by the fashion industry in a variety of ways, like VR software for building virtual fashion stores, 3D avatars, means virtual humans to help with clothes designs, fashion show and second life. Like uh, we can nowadays we can check RK this if we want if we go to a to buy our specs for ourselves, and we can check oh, this suits on you or not. So with the help of virtual reality you can check if this is goggles or this is specs or this haircut will look good on you or not. So virtual reality is using in fashion industry. Virtual reality in business. So virtual reality is being used in a number of ways by the business communication, which includes virtual tours for a business environment, training of a new employees, or a 360 view of a product. You Nowadays you can see a hotel view, a hotel 360 view on your phone, where you can check everything, right? So virtual reality in sport. It is used as a training aid in many sports such as golf, athletics, cycling. So it is used as an aid to measuring athletic performance as well as analyzing techniques, and is designed to help with both of these. So virtual reality in programming languages, DSL, and DSL is domain specific language, visual specific language. So there are so many types where we virtual programming used in the program. Virtual reality is you are using in programming language. Next is green computing. So, green computing is an innovative trend in the world of computing which has minimum or no impact on the environment. Right? Green computing has introduced a range of equipment and technologies which help in limiting the impact on the environment. Use of EUF helps in different aspects of the computing world, help in recognizing the areas for improvement, right? So what is the meaning of green computing? So green computing is the environmentally responsible and eco-friendly use of computers and their resources. In broader term, we can say it is also defined as a study of designing, manufacturing, engineering, using and disposing the computing devices in a way that reduce their environment impact. Like if your laptop is on from the last 24 hours, so it will generate the heat. That heat will impact on our ecosystem. So why computer energy is often wasteful? Everyone knows leaving the computer on when not in use, so it will consume power. Screensavers consume power, and uh, it will become so hot, and it will produce the energy. Printing is often wasteful. Print out your emails or meeting agendas. Printing out partial drafts for a paperless society. We tend to use more paper today than before computer prevalence. Pollution, manufacturing techniques, packaging, disposals of computers and components. Everyone are using the techniques. So with the help of This green computing, we conserves power. Energy stars have consumed 54% less power than older model servers. So everyone is nowadays to save our nature, to save our ecosystem. So many companies come with the developed and less with the less power model servers. So these nowadays these ACs, or we can say the system consuming less power. Applications areas of green computing, like green cloud computing in energy efficiency, green storage, green parallel computing of big data systems. There are lots of areas, but here I am just describing about the three. So first is, with energy storages and global climate change leading our concern these days, so the power consumptions of data centers has become a key issue. So green computing, cloud computing and energy efficiency, where so many latest products are consumed less power. Green storage, green storage systems are among the systems which consumes power and storage a lot. Drivers have to be full powered and running to able to store data. So this type of storage will not harm our ecosystem. Green parallel computing of big data system. It means the existing studies on deployment of parallel computing algorithms have mainly focused on the addressing general computing metrics such as speed up with respect to serial computing and efficiency of the use of the computing node. So with the help of this green computing, they consume less power and they will not harm to our environment. So that's all about the emerging techniques. Like there are so many, so many technology exists, but we will discuss only few technology here. We will discuss by day. Thank you so much. I hope you understand the concept of the emerging techniques. So thank you. That's all.